Hello, everybody. Welcome back with another episode of the Wilde Cabin Podcast. Hope you're doing well and getting ready for Thanksgiving. This is going to be a special episode because, Thanksgiving is coming up, and when this comes out, and I want to talk about friends. And I've had a lot of struggle with that, and most recently, I had something tragic I had someone pass away in my family that was very sudden and very tragic. And I was pushing myself to the limit, just streaming, podcasting, and just working overall. And over the years, I've lost so many friends. I've lost so many people that I thought I could trust and love, and it's hard. It really is. And lately, back in May when the accident happened, June and July, I stepped away from media and completely off guard. Just poof! I need to get my life back in track. And unfortunately, that's what I did for a while, where I just ran. I didn't really tell people what the fuck was going on, and it hurt. The people that I loved and everything via media, and the people that were here in the community, they knew completely. And sometimes you gotta put yourself first. I'm what you call a giver, and by all means, I'm not trying to make myself as like a perfect person or anything, but I have given more than what I should have in my life via close people that I loved and thought that I could trust. And most of them I still hold dear to my heart. Even if I was hurt or whatever, I still did it. I paid for somebody's engagement ring, and when I asked for my money back, they pretended like nothing ever happened. I've given so much things that I always feel like things deserve a place, I guess, in life. Even material things, like, hey, this belongs to you. And even when I was at my lowest in point, like rock bottom, I still gave stuff to people that, I cared about. And some of them stayed, some of them repaid the favor. And with me, I never repay the favor. If I give you something, you never have to do anything back. It's just who I am. And with that being said, I feel like definitely I could have treated friends better. Not that I was rude or anything, but even friends could help you out. Friends could help you out even in your dark time. And I've been such a loner all my life, where I'm just like, I could handle it. When I was in depression, via when I got out of the military, because after that, I said, what do I do with my life? I just didn't. My brain could not comprehend from military life to civilian life again, and that was very hard. So that was like 6 to 8 months solitude, where I'm just like, I couldn't do it again. And then I built friends up again via working and in the outside world. And when I had media, and it was very hard. It was very hard to adjust, where people could help you online. And I want to dive into that, because I was one of those people where people online can't help you. They just can't. They just couldn't help you mentally, emotionally, physically. They keep them as an alliance, someone to talk to. But I've definitely changed my outspect on that, because I've met so many amazing people, and some people I've even worked with, and it's phenomenal. I will always be the loner type, I think, to a certain point. There are certain people now that have come in my life where I never had a shell. I've always been open and honest, but certain people basically go through that shield that I have where I'm just like, okay, that's people that I could trust. And it's crazy. It's crazy to me. And I promised myself where I can't go ghost anymore. Going ghost is a term where I just poof. I just poof because something happened, I can't handle it, and I don't want to talk about it. Via character development in my life, where if something bad happened, I wrote it down. All right, and I still do that to this day. I write shit down, and days go by, and I get over it. It depends how the variety is. I think emotionally, when I was growing up, my dad always said showing emotions were weakness. And when I was like in my teens, I knew that was bull, because everybody has emotions. It's just how everybody deals with them. And with him, he will bottle it up until just pure anger just comes out. With me, I necessarily sort of got rid of that anger. If I'm in a really bad mood and I'm like playing a really hard game, then the anger just blurts out. But besides that, I used to do boxing and, without the gloves, and I just hit the punching bag just because I would rather feel pain than sadness. Than, talk with somebody and just be like, hey, okay, I want to talk to you about this. I trust you, and boom, there you go. And over the years, I've met some amazing people online that I didn't think I would meet, and I promised myself since I've come back to the world of media and everything, that is one of my goals. And I do want to apologize. I know I apologize to them, but I want to apologize as well, because most of them are listening as well. And thank you for being supporters even on this platform. I promise that I will keep you guys updated more. Like I said, I'm very open, and that could be a blessing and a curse, because mentally, realistically, certain times somebody online just can't help you. That's it. That's it. You got to fight your own battles online, offline, and that's it. You got to grab the bull by the horns, and that's it. And for me, I think it's okay to step away from media once in a while. Just let your people know. Just be like, okay, I gotta go face. I gotta do with this. It's like a be right back, but you could be gone for a week, a month, and etc. I've always been that type of person where, I have families, via the military family, my nerd buddies, and everything in between. But I realized certain people, like Tom, I'm going to use Tom for example, Filthy Kraut, he was on the podcast, where I don't have to talk to him every day, because I know at the end of the day we're still really, really close. And I'm just like not that type of person to be like reach out every day. I've always been, I haven't been that type of person, and I forget some people are, and that's what makes me feel bad, because I got to put my feet in their shoes, where I don't want to be an asshole, but I also don't want to be like super needy. And I'm not calling people needy that they're bad people. It's just like I'm not like that. So the schedule clashes. I've talked to people throughout the time zones, and it's really hard to like keep track of time and everything. Boom, 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 done. And then, like, how I categorize it is, you got your media time, you got your free time, and then you just need then work, basically. Those are the three main. And when I'm on my free time, sometimes I've been called out where I take my free time and then work on another project. I'm like, whoops, this isn't free time, but I'm keeping myself busy. I've always wanted to do something, and I'm trying to cut back and relax and, squeeze more time into, like, getting to know people and, communicating more. And I feel bad because, growing up, I've probably had one person, which is John, where I could genuinely say, okay, yeah, no, he's been with me for the longest. And it's sort of, once you move out of state as well, it's so hard for most people to communicate physically again, if that makes sense, where they're not face to face anymore, and you grew up with that. Okay, so taking that and, like, having technology to video chat, Snapchat, text, and everything, it's so new to me. When I had to leave New Jersey, we didn't have FaceTime. We didn't, and all we had was basically Facebook, and that was Messenger, and then text, and or phone call, and that's all you really ever did. But it wasn't the same. But now, I've never been a media geek, which is surprising because I'm a pretty dorky person. But it's crazy. It's crazy that now media, you're meeting more strangers and more friends online, where, probably last year I really had a mental breakdown. I had a complete meltdown, okay? And via April, May, it was hard. It was really, really hard. Like, mentally, physically you're doing fine. Physically you're doing fine. Analytically you're doing fine, but my brain just snapped, and I short-circuited, if you will. And ever since then, I put in perspective where I love my fans. I love my community, but I want fans. I want friends, not followers. I don't want people to be yes people all the time. And I used to have that. I really did. Like, it's awesome if you agree, but I also want to hear you if you disagree. And that was the problem, where the communication on how I come off, where I'm a very nice guy, I'm a very, very sweethearted guy, but it just didn't click, where something was wrong. And I'm like, I don't think these are friends or followers, they're just yes people. And it was very weird for me. And the people that stuck with me during my hiatus, and when the second episode came out of the podcast, season 2, is when I came back from my mental hiatus. So maybe that's why I sound more perkier and happier. And just for the people just sticking with me, and it's fathomable, because coming from nothing and starting this podcast where it was just a dream, and people just want to support you, and I just don't know why. And recently I've messaged a lot of people. Some of the people, I can't reach you all, I'm sorry, but the people that's been here through the beginning, through all my trials and tribulations, I've got to know some of them quite well, and I've messaged them, what do you want? Like, what do you want in return? Because I feel bad. I feel like I don't do anything for you, and you've lit up my life. You've gave me another passion to pursue. And all of them, majority said the same thing in different words, where one, I don't want anything in return, and two, you've impacted my life and you don't even know it. And it blew my fucking mind, okay? It blew my fucking mind, okay? And because I didn't think of that. I just did not think of that, where my mindset has literally been negative thoughts, pushing myself down in the gutter, and I'm digging my own grave because I just didn't have that positivity. I didn't realize, oh shit, maybe I am doing something good for once, you know? And just filling myself up with more positive than anything, I'm not used to. But I'm so glad I had that realization, that meltdown, my short circuit, because it's true. And a lot of people don't realize their so-called friends, quote unquote, that, and they just treat you like shit. But that's what you're used to. So you're just like, we're friends, right? Go eat a pile of dirt. Okay, best friend. And I'm like, whoa. Like I didn't realize it, you know. My best friend, my old best friend in middle school, he used to beat the shit out of me. He punched me in my arm every day, like really hard. And I thought that was my friend there, you know. And then when I realized something bad happened to me, and like I needed people to rely on, and he never showed up. He never communicated again after that, where I was just shocked, where everybody takes their own course in life, but when you consider somebody a friend, I don't count that as something small. I'm like, okay, we're friends now, you know, we help each other out, you know. And I've been in so many one-way friendships, and I didn't realize it until it was too late, you know. And I got conned so many times, and I just didn't realize it, and I feel awful. And you know, when life takes a course, you gotta understand that, where you could lose contact just for no reason, where something happened and poof, you know, they're gone. When that happens, weirdly lately, it happened very recently, where I may not see a community member for a year or so, and then all of a sudden they pop up, and I'm like, holy shit, I remember you. And they're just like, wait, what? You remember me? I'm like, yeah, of course, because my mind works with memories, where I may forget your name, but when I read your name, or I see your profile picture or picture of you, it brings back all the memories of when we once had, and it's just like, and I'm so glad, you know, I could create memories with so many people and so many conversations, you know. Sometimes I get emails up the wazoo from you guys, and, you know, we're picked up, you know, by all these podcasts, but we're doing this as a team without a sponsor and everything, and you guys are so supportive now than ever, and I can't thank you guys enough. And with Thanksgiving coming around the corner, as I've said, friends and family are a really important thing that I think a lot of people take for granted, where you may have a best friend, you may have a friend, but when was the last time you said, hey, I appreciate you, or something like that, you know? And it's fathomable that every person is different. Every relationship via each other is different, you know. And sometimes you just got to be like, hey, are we friends, or just like that clip, did we just become best friends? And I never, like, until I started all this, I didn't think a connection could happen that fast. And I've been proven wrong as well very recently. I didn't believe in love at first sight, and boom, shit, it happened. And it's just like that with friends, where friends just can come in your life and then they just don't leave, and it's like the best thing ever, and you support one another. And I can't believe that, you know. And I hope I could, one day thank every one of you in person, or we could do a video call in the whole group, and I could just open my heart out to you guys, because I'm a very grateful person, having basically nothing and growing myself up through trials and tribulations, and every wall I punched through or climbed over or honestly just went around it. And sometimes that wall falls right on my dome, and I just fall down and I fall down and I feel like a big failure. And having people lift me up in the community and trying to, I'm very, very grateful. And, I just personally want to say thank you, all from the bottom of my heart. I truly want to thank you. And with that being said, I don't think I would be here without the people that have supported me. And I get emotional just because I'm just like, wow, this could be going somewhere, and it makes me stupid happy. And I remember each and every one of you, and sincerely thank you from the bottom of my heart. And for the future, the friends topic could go on for so long, because very recently I am talking to someone with a co-host, and with that as well, we're going to be talking about a lot of things via media and friends as well. And the one thing that I want to end this on, and I don't know how long it's going to go for, is parasocial friendships. Where with me, with a few of my idols, I've been lucky enough to talk to. And with that being said, the parasocial friendship is just like, you know nothing about me, but I know everything about you because I've watched your content. And I'm very grateful that people watch my content and listen to my content. I would love, if you're just like, yeah, I'm friends with Joe, don't be afraid to reach out. Don't be afraid. Because I've met some people that I admire and I idolized, and it was a parasocial relationship, and then it became a real friendship. And I didn't think that could happen either, where I'm just like, holy hell, this person that I admire wants to get to know me, and their support, they were surprised that I supported them, for many, many years. And I reached out, and at a good time, and believe it or not, they said, yeah, I'd love to talk. And I'm really hoping I could come back on the podcast. And it just doesn't correlate with me, and I'm very, very happy with that. And friends come and go. I always want to say families forever, and it's true. It's true. And sometimes you may not even like your family at that point, and it could just be very, very difficult. I have a lot of communities via their family may not accept them, and it's so hard, and it's so sad. And you may need time apart. I had time apart from my family, and it made it better because it gave them time to be distant and develop, be like, oh damn, I miss them. Yeah, it took about 1.5 years for that to get better, but once it did and we came back on each other's lives, it made holidays, it made the daily grind so much so much easier, because you always rely on those people at one point, and you may not see it right away. And that is one thing that you got to be grateful for. And via the time of Thanksgiving, why not? Honestly, it's probably my favorite holiday, because I may be a loner, and I may not have a lot of family left in this world. But that being said, it makes me admire them a lot more, and never take that for granted. Never take friends and family for granted, because deep down they may love you and you don't even realize that, and it or care for you or respect you in that manner, because I never thought, you know, those feelings, people could do that to me. And I don't know, I just had to talk about it, because it's just something I'm so not used to. And then the overwhelming positivity, the love and support, and I did want to make it, like I said, even though I got messages off the wazoo just being like, yeah, you know, we support you and we love you and everything. It's just so new to me, and I'm so thankful for the people that I've met, and I hope I could get to make new friends and talk more about people's problems and everything, because I'm coming to the point where each time a podcast comes out, more people are reaching out via a certain topic that they want to talk about, and they're reaching out, and I just didn't think I could do that, and I'm so glad that I can. And I want to appreciate you all. I want to appreciate you, and I truly am sorry if this episode is short. I am finally going on a vacation, and I'm leaving tomorrow morning very early. And unfortunately, via editing and live streaming and all that, I didn't really have that much time, and I apologize. But I truly want to say, please don't take your friends for granted, or your family. Even if you're going through a hard time, talk it out. Don't lash out, and show some emotion, because life's always easier when you smile. And with that being said, please don't be afraid to reach out at my email, Mr. Mr. Joe Wilde at yahoo.com. And don't be afraid to look me up on media and follow me. And if you have any questions, please feel free to write me. And I do apologize. I may be changing the email soon, because the Mr. They thought it was spelled out, but no, it is MR Joe Wilde at yahoo.com. I will keep you guys posted. It's always in the description as well, so don't hesitate. And take care, and I'll see you all soon. Keep on smiling, and don't forget, I hope you're happy, because you made me happy. Take care, and bye-bye.